Hi guys, and welcome to another Nathan's Beer Review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Australian Brewery's New World Pilsner. The palest malts interwoven with the bite and aroma of New World hops. It's a description they've put on the can. A little bit about the beer. I don't actually know anything really about the Australian Brewery. I picked this and their pale ale up at Dan Murphy's. I think I paid about just under $5 for the can, for each can. The Australian Brewery is a brew pub here in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, in the northwestern suburbs up around Rouse Hill. I've actually never been there. I've heard a little bit about it. I've heard it's a pretty cool little brew pub, brewery and pub. Apparently it's quite big, but I've never been there. I've had a good mate who lives up around that sort of area who's been there a few times, and he raves about the place like no tomorrow. But it's sort of like on the other side of Sydney for me, so I don't really get out there very much. But it looks like they've started, canning and distributing a range of their beers that they obviously brew on premise. And yeah, so this is their New World Pilsner. Like I said, the palest Australian malts interwoven with the bite and aroma of New World hops. It's 4.8% alcohol by volume. It comes in at 36 IBU, international bitterness units. And on this, it has 3.5 hop cones out of 5. 3.5 hop cones out of 5. Comes in this 375 ml, 12 fluids out. I can't get my words out today, Jesus. 375 milliliter, 12 fluid ounce can. Ingredients are water, barley, rye, malted barley, hops, yeast, with the hops being Motueka, Cascade, and Riwaka. This product contains gluten and yeast, and the best before is... It was produced on the 5th of the 7th, 2018, and its best before is the 6th of the 7th, 2019. So it's not the freshest can, but it's still pretty fresh. I'd say it's halfway through its, year-long shelf life. Brewed and canned in Australia by the Australian Brewery, 350 Annan Grove Road, Rouse Hill, New South Wales, 2155 is the postcode, or under license, and it's actually imported into Singapore by Magnum Spirits and Wine. So apparently you can get this stuff in Singapore, which probably means you can probably get it other places like the US and the UK. So 1.5 standard drinks, 4.8% Pilsner, Australian style Pilsner. Never had it before, keen to try it. Like I said, one of my mates goes out to the brewery. He lives, a 20-30 minute drive from the brewery, and he's always raving on about it, so give it a go. Gonna pour it into the Tooth's Pale Ale mug. I think this is the 4th or 5th time this mug has made its appearance on this show. So we're gonna crack it open. Not really sure what to expect from this. Haven't had an Australian style Pilsner in a while. Let's give it a pour. Alright, pretty much we have got the whole can in there. Alright, poured out into a glass. It looks very pale, golden, light amber, yellowy, almost lemon-like appearance. Very clear. It's a little bit hazy, a tiny little bit hazy, not massively, but not the most clear filtered beer I've ever seen. It's got a good level of carbonation flowing up to a 2-finger creamy white head with lots of little bubbles. You can see it's quite active. The smell, it smells quite refreshing. It's citrus. Definitely got the barley, malt, slightly grainy, probably from the rye. A little bit of tropical sort of notes as well. Smells very much like a German European style Pilsner. Let's give it a go. Cheers, guys. It's fairly smooth. Medium to level carbonation. Medium to high carbonation. Quite sweet with the malts. Getting a little bit of caramel, a little bit of toffee on the malts. A little bit of hop spiciness to it. Very, very drinkable. Yeah, it's not the hoppiest, but you're getting a little bit of that citrus, a little bit of that tropical sort of note, but definitely getting a little bit of bitter spiciness there. It's 36 IBU, so it's not massively bitter. I reviewed Cricketer's Arm Spearhead Pale Ale earlier today. And I thought that only came in, I think, at 25, 26 IBUs. And I could have thought that was more bitter than this one. This one's coming in at probably 10 IBUs more. But it's quite sweet, quite malty. It's got a dryish finish to it. And a light to medium mouth body. The carbonation makes it extremely refreshing. On a really hot day, this would actually be quite nice. It's about 6:30 here in the evening, 6:45 in the evening, and it's cooled down by a good, I'd say a good 5 or 6 degrees from when I reviewed the earlier beers. But I can see how this would be really, really sessionable and really, really thirst quenching on a really, really hot day. It had a fairly dry finish. My lips are starting to dry out and the tongue's starting to dry out a couple of seconds after you swallow the beer. But for a Pilsner, it's actually not too bad. It's not overly hoppy. You've got a nice little kick and a nice little bite to it, but very drinkable, very smooth, a very sessionable Pilsner. Fairly sweet. If you do enjoy your lagers, you will like this one. So what am I going to rate it? Oh, look, it's not the hoppiest thing. It's not the most, out of the world thing. It's just very easy drinking, very sessionable. Could easily, knock a few of these back after work. So what am I going to get? I'll give it a B. A solid B for the Australian Brewery's New World Pilsner. Give it a go. It's not bad. If I was out at the brewery, I'll probably try it on tap. One of these days I'll get out there and give it a go, but yeah, a solid B for the beer, B for beer. Cheers for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next review.